This ain't a professional setup. All right. Yeah. Well, like we keep saying, like other people, you and me
Holy
aren't
hell.
we're not professional YouTubers, and you were working all last week at the state, so you couldn't.
Yeah.
And I was just busy doing my usual stuff. But yeah, so this is, boy, the finale, Susan, of season 2 of House of the Dragon.
HOTD.
Boy, not everybody was happy, to say the least. Many
Ugh.
people many people called this a 1 hour trailer.
Yeah. They did.
So, all right, I have to ask you, because you're an expert on all things House of the Dragon. So, what's the name
Okay.
of this episode, Susan?
Shut the fuck up, Chris. We're not going there.
Oh Christ!
Again.
So, yes, this is called. Oh, so this is the finale of House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 8. Like season 1 had 10 episodes. This is called "The Queen Who Ever Was." Almost like, hey, who's the queen that ever was, Susan?
You mean the
Uh,
queen who never was?
no, it's called "The Queen Who Ever Was." That's the episode's name. I didn't name the fucking thing. Blame. Look at me.
That is so stupid.
Oh boy, yeah, we're off to a great start, aren't we?
Oh god.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the people who didn't mind the episode.
Uh huh. Really? Okay. Well, let's get into it. Oh boy, I gotta have some fun with this one.
So the queen who ever was would obviously be Rhaenyra, but the
Yeah.
queen who never was Rhaenys.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, so I guess this is about Rhaenyra and her ascension to be McQueen. So I got Tyrion. You got
She's
Arya.
McQueen.
I guess we'll just do a quick recap. All right. So last episode, hey, look, there's a new dragon rider, and she's like, hey, you stand with the dragon of House Targaryen, and the council. Okay, Rhaenyra wants to teach these new dragon riders. Awesome. Hey, and we have Hugh. All right.
Yeah,
Hugh's an important character previously on
he
House of the
is.
Dragon. This stupid blockade sucks. Yeah, we hate blockades.
Yep.
Allison, well, it's been a few episodes, but Allison was banging Kristen. She took the morning after pill.
Yep.
She wanted to go find herself. All right. Damon spends the entire season in Harrenhal
Yep.
talking to a witch, and having dreams about sleeping with his mother and things like that. He sees Viserys, which is, everyone always loves Patty Constantine. All right.
Yep.
And see, you accept Rhaenyra as your ruler? Well, not right now, because he's Damon. And see,
Yeah, it takes him a minute.
there's a dragon called Sea Smoke. It's flying around. It doesn't have a rider. Huh.
Sea
And
Smoke was the mount of Laenor Velaryon
uh,
before he died.
and this poor girl, her entire season arc is trying to find a dragon. That's her arc for after 8 episodes. Let's see.
So, okay, let me explain something real quick.
Real quick.
Rhaena does not have a dragon. Rhaena
Nope.
was sent off to look after the younger boys.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Aaron said there's a dragon in the Eyrie, and Rhaena wants to be helpful, wants to be useful. She goes after this dragon.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
it.
all there is to it.
So, all right, Damon is at the Riverlands. This little kid, after the evil witch killed his grandpapa. Now he's got the guys on his side. But you little,
Grandpapa.
yeah. But what, you little bastard? We need some retribution. Damon took off his head, cuts off his head, and excellent CGI makeup job by Patty. But remember that the crown, it crushes whoever wears it, Susan. It's
It
a
does.
heavy crown. And last episode was a goddamn horror movie because we got 2 dragon
Dear
riders.
Lord.
We got 2 new dragon riders, but a lot of people got burned alive. But to be fair, the dragons got fed. Because it's some good barbecue.
Shit.
Yeah. The key word: if you survive. The big if, because a lot of people
Well,
don't.
here's the thing, though, because Rhaenyra said it flat out to all of them. She's like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. To try and tame a dragon there's a 50% chance that you'll tame the dragon. There's a 50% chance that the dragon's going to eat you.
Sure. Well, let's go with those odds.
She didn't deny it.
Yeah, so Hugh's flying around.
They knew what they were walking into. That's Ulf.
Or Ulf, sorry, yeah. Ulf, Vagar, and Aemon talking shit.
Vagar.
And then everyone's like, oh shit, there's too many dragons. Let's turn around. So
why are there so many dragons now on Dragonstone?
Next season, Susan, is gonna be 2 years. So unfortunately, it's gonna be 2 years before we get to hear this epic intro. This intro everybody loves, right here. Don't you love this intro?
I do.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
I'm gonna miss that intro. 2 more years, Susan. No more wieners. This season we did get some wieners. We got Aemon's wiener.
We did.
Yeah. All massive wiener. Yeah. All right. So
That's a massive
there we
wiener.
go. Episode 8, the finale of HOTD. Tense music is playing, Susan, and look, there's some ships and there's let's see, what there's a monkey. Look, little CGI monkey. It sucks we can't have monkeys nowadays.
He's so cute though.
I mean, I can't tell. I'm pretty sure it's digital because nowadays, friggin' PETA and stuff. But
I mean, like, not for nothing. Like, they couldn't get real dragons, so they had to use CGI.
Yeah, it sucks. The damn dragon, you know. Anyway, so
dragons going extinct.
So Thailand, he is out to get some more ships because right now, you know, you try fighting Corliss, you're fucked. And these guys are basically saying that, hey, listen, you know, we kind of don't need you. You kind of need us. And they know they got him by the balls. And
yep.
It says right there.
Oh, they totally do.
What do you want in turn to stepstones? I'm not sure why the stepstones is so important to these guys, but the stepstones, they want them. And he's like, just freaking take it then, you know.
Okay, so the reason why the stepstones are so important, the stepstones are the remnants of the land bridge that connected Essos and Westeros. Mm-hmm. So when that got destroyed, it's like, who does it belong to? Does it belong to Westeros or does it belong to Essos? That's why it's forever in freaking conflict between the two different continents.
Yeah.
Over who has control over them.
Now, there was some controversy. You may know more than me. Apparently, so this character is a male captain, but the actor is a female actor, or maybe a trans. I don't know what's going on. I thought it was a female actor, but it's playing a male captain. I'm not sure what's going on here, but either way.
So it's an actress who they swapped the gender of, basically.
Okay.
They decided instead of keeping it as male captain, they decided to use it as female captain.
Yeah.
So here's the funny thing, though. It just makes Tylan look more like a fucking, like, pansy.
Isn't this like Lord Torhor or like Lohor or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, like, hey, you know, I will not sail with a man who cannot best me. So you have to kick a girl's ass, dude. And everyone's like, you know, basically she's a more hardened bitch than you are.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you know, what the hell kind of man are you? Like, you know, I like things. I'm a master of the ships, like master of ships, and you don't do shit. But and some people said it gets budgetary reasons. Hey, look, we recognize that big, huge face right there, Vagar, and wouldn't have been so cool to actually see this. So I get what they're going for, but like, god damn, guys. We'll get into it later.
This is just Vagar being pissed off. Well, not even Vagar being pissed off. This is Aemon being
but
pissed
the problem
off.
is, it would be nice to see it, though.
It probably would have been. And if they hadn't cut the season by like 2 episodes, we probably would have.
So,
but that's neither here nor there.
I do see that concern. We'll get into that later. But yeah.
Thank you, Warner Brothers.
He's pissed off, and Vagar's flying away. This poor kid, boy.
Did you know that his cock exploded?
Well, can you hold on a second? I mean, I'm trying to ease into it. Damn, no. Maybe it doesn't affect you that much about his dick being blown up. I mean, god damn it. I mean, like that's the first thing you get into. You see this poor scarred kid, and hey, Chris, you hear that his cock exploded? Like,
that would be my reaction to anyone.
Oh. Hey, did you hear about the thing? Yeah. I mean, because I'm looking at right here. Like
y'all, did you realize Chris's cock exploded?
Yeah. Like, sir, like some rum. That if anything, come on, give the kid some rum. I think he's earned it.
He really has.
See, please some rum. It wouldn't go amiss. Well, of course, good Orwell here, the maester.
For a while.
He's a good man, and he really is, though.
But, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, the gray rats all suck, but he's not too bad.
So we have our crippled buddy here, and he's telling that Aegon, yeah, we got to leave. Why? Because, well, apparently Rhaenyra, she did get the dragons, and he's like, of course, he calls her the Pretender, and 3 new dragon riders.
Of course, he's gonna call her the Pretender. They want Aegon to believe he's king.
Yep. And this kid's still friggin' healing up, and of course, he said,
oh God, yes.
Aemon turned tail and ran like a bitch. And goes, yeah, he deserves no less. But yeah, and of course, Aemon's pissed off. He destroyed Sharp Point, and of course. But he does make a good. He does ask a good question, Susan. So then, what was the fucking point of all this? Then that's also the point of the season. He dragged out 8 goddamn episodes, but yeah. Now he feels that.
I mean, he makes a good point. Like, why do Rhaenys have to die? Why attack all these freaking places?
What was the point?
What was the point in all this? Why did I go out on a freaking dragon and nearly die?
Why lose my dick? You know,
like,
yeah. But because he fears that Aemon's gonna kill him. Maybe not. It's right now you can't tell because Aemon's losing his freaking mind. But so
I tell you, dude, Aemond is just Daemon Jr. at this point.
But he does ask a
But
good
worse.
question. He goes, "Well, he comes back, I'll take him prisoner, all right?" And but then, of course, Laris is smart. Though Laris is like, "Yeah, the problem is, if you take him prisoner, well, he's kind of got the biggest dragon, and now Rhaenyra has 7.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you plan on winning this fight? You kind of can't, buddy."
Yeah, because you figure there's Baela, Jace, Rhaenyra, Ulf, Hugh,
yeah,
Daemon, and what's his face? Adam.
Yeah. Now he also mentions, which this is what fucked up Daemon the entire season. So I took the greater part of Harrenhal's gold reserves and moved them away. Yeah, we noticed.
To the Iron Bank of Bravos.
It's like I don't want to live with those damn goat fuckers. Well, you kind of kid, you got no choice in the matter. But now
here's the funny thing.
Hmm.
Bravos is no friend to anyone with the last name Targaryen. Here is why. Bravos was founded due to the fact that it was slaves fleeing from Valyria from the might of the Dragon Lords.
Yeah.
So the fact that he wants to move him there, like, you might as well just hang him now.
Now, to my knowledge, we didn't see this, but like, didn't you tell me in the book that his dragon is injured but is alive? But he's saying in the show the dragon died.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what they're going with in the show.
Yeah.
But in the book, his dragon, all that happened to Sunfire was that he lost a wing.
Yeah, well, maybe the show. I mean, we haven't seen it since, so could be.
I mean, we haven't seen it get brought back to King's Landing. We haven't seen anything to do with his dragon. So he could be dead.
But here's the worst part, Susan. I'm a cripple. Yeah, you're a cripple. I mean, and for my money, like, look, I mean, guys like we don't have the biggest ones, but it's all we have in life, Susan. But it's destroyed. Did they tell you that? It was destroyed. It burst into flames. Oh, God. I mean, oh man, it's like even women are.
I mean, not for nothing. Like
a
Helena.
Sausage.
Let me just say one thing. Helena does not agree with the fact that Aemon did that, but I'm pretty sure she's happy that he doesn't have his cock anymore.
I mean, thank God I'm still young enough to where like when I go pee, it's not like it's running down his leg. Oh, God. Yeah.
He's younger than you are.
Yeah, just kill me now. Good dear God. So he tries goading him up like, hey, well, if you leave right now, you'll come back as the returning king. You'd be Aegon the Rebuilder and Aegon the Realms of Light, and like, yeah, just keep lying to the poor kid. You're not So
it's like no one likes this kid. Come on, dude. Even his own family.
Excellent wide shot again, and poor Rhaena. Rhaena's just like, she's out there, she's doing the Sound of Music, and trying to find
hills are alive.
Yep. And thank God.
The sound of Rhaena.
I need some damn water. Next week go looking for a dragon in the middle of the wilderness. Bring like a flask or something. Don't. It's good for hydration.
Or like pack more than like whatever she has with her, because she didn't bring herself food.
Yeah.
She's not a hunter, so how the hell is this girl sustaining herself?
Now we're back to what's the place again? That's it.
Dragonstone.
Dragonstone. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, we have Hugh and Ulf, and boy, yeah, Ulf is being a douchebag. He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ulf is like the biggest freaking like D-bag there is.
Yep.
Hugh, at least he has a little more humility. He's like, like they raised us up, like we should show our obeisance towards them.
Yeah.
And be obedient when they ask us to do something, or if they speak to us in any way, shape, or form. We shouldn't act like a fucking we rule this place.
He puts his feet up, and Jace walks in
on the painted table of all things.
I know, son bitch, I want to buy that. So, but yeah, take your feet down. He's like, well, who's gonna do it, boy? He's like, yeah, of course. He was like, oh, that's the prince. Oh, I'm sorry, Prince. He walks in, Prince gives him a big fucking hug. The young prince. It's like, yeah, dude, you're way too buddy.
Jace is just like, get the fuck off me, dude.
You're way too buddy. But Hugh just does try saying that, try forgiving him because he's a moron. But you can see Jace getting more angry because right here he's like, yeah, let them tell us we don't have Targaryen blood, right? Because you and me, kid, we're cut from the same cloth.
Dude, don't. Of all the freaking kids to do that shit too.
Jace, you see like Jace's eyes twitching, like, what, you low-born son of a bitch.
It's like, at least my mother claimed me.
Yeah, but of course he's not used to the manners of court. Yeah, but But Jace is right though. He's like, well, you're sitting here dicking around. You know what happened the past hour? You're not taking the shit seriously, Ulf, because Aemon just freaking killed a bunch of people and thousands are dead, and he was burning down the sharp point. But
Okay.
yes, you know, are you ready to face this enemy? And but he tells him right there, he's like, yeah, I will see you hanged. Like, damn boy, Jace ain't fucking playing.
No. Because Jace really does make a very valid point. It's like we allow these people to freaking like claim our dragons. How do we know that they're going to remain loyal to us?
Yeah.
On top of that, too, he's like, all these years people have said shit about my freaking parentage. He's like, I know the truth of it. I know I'm not Laenor's kid.
Yeah.
But it is something special to me over the fact that me and my brothers all have dragons.
Now, so we have Rhaenyra talking to our buddy Corlys, and the ship looks
Yeah.
fantastic. They're all ready, and she's like,
Beautiful.
you know, telling Corlys like, yes, we do have some new riders, awesome, but still, we know little of who they are. And she does mention, of course, that Adam, he at least he knows of Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
But Corlys is right, and he tells Rhaenyra that you must strike quickly. And I do see criticism, Susan. We'll get into this more later. That yes, Rhaenyra, this is episode 8, and still, it's like she's still like, well, I was hoping that now I have 7 dragons, it would be a deterrent towards Aemon and Aegon. And like, bitch, we're in episode 8. It's the fucking finale. Like this whole like after everything that's happened this season, Susan, she's still like, maybe we could, you know, have a peaceful way out of it. Like, no, it's time to fucking strike and strike now.
You have to. There's no
right there.
other way around it.
I had hoped my advantage may be in deterrence. No, it's not a fucking. Even Corlys is like,
But
no,
this is the thing. She's always had the advantage. No matter what, even with riderless dragons, she's always had the advantage over her brothers.
But even
Sunfire's
now,
young. Yes, Vhagar's the oldest living dragon and the largest one. And Dreamfire is right behind her, but at the same point, Helena's never going to mount Dreamfire.
Well, that's what he tells her too, right here. Well, he does say that, you know, okay, so, you know, Vhagar is obviously the main threat, but what if happens? Well, and she's like, yeah, she won't mount Dreamfire, but he goes, well, you know, you'd be surprised what people can do under desperate times, basically.
But Helena won't.
Yeah, let's say Helena. And of course, they did mention, was it the one kid we haven't seen yet?
Tessarian.
Yeah, it's like she's like just
Daeron's dragon.
Just another dragon, but okay. But also, let's see. So yeah, Dreamfire was hatched when the Conqueror was king.
Yeah.
But still,
Dreamfire's first rider was actually the granddaughter of Aegon the Conqueror and his sister wife Rhaenys. Her name was Rhaena.
Yeah. But yeah, so of course she said Aemon's gonna be desperate, angry, and he is, and you know, let our foes beware. So how's the sea snake? Looks brand new. Yeah, he's like, but I'm not calling it the sea snake anymore. And of course, what's he changed it to? That's honoring his
queen
his
who never
wife.
was.
Yep. So great looking. But yeah, what I do now, I do for her. So you have 6 dragons under your banner, and you must crush them. Yeah. So let's go. Also, he reminds her there's still one more person that we haven't seen for a long time, Rhaenyra.
Yeah,
who it could be. Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Yep.
What's he doing?
Apparently, too, his fat red dragon likes pigs. He's like, they're having problems with sheep. He's like, yeah, Craxus prefers them. How goes your muster? And there's been an emissary sent from the queen. Boy. So check out this new army, and he wants to check in on Daemon because Rhaenyra sent him.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
he says
Sir Alfred right there.
Yeah. And Daemon's talking about
But all honesty, fuck Sir Alfred. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, this is the part coming up right here. Now, I did want to ask you about this because Alfred is saying that he's basically telling Daemon, like, you know, I swore an oath to Viserys and I swore an oath to like the title of Rhaenyra, but like right now, Rhaenyra's being too cautious, and right now what we need is a king. But it's like right there too. You hear in the background, traitor. And you see, like, and Daemon looks at him too. He's like, "Do you hear that shit?" And Daemon's like, "I'm already used to it." I've been here for I've been here for the entire season. I've been hearing shit too. In fact, I'm having dreams of banging my own mom, so don't worry about it. But even the voices are like, traitor.
It's like, fuck you, Alfred.
Yeah. This place have you barking at the moon. I mean, did you take him being a traitor? Because he, in a sense, like, but he's also not wrong because Rhaenyra's been faltering. You know.
So here's part of the reason why Rhaenyra's been faltering. So if Daemon if Daemon didn't take off and then just like not tell her what the fuck he was planning to do, if Rhaenys hadn't have died, if, you know, half her freaking councilmen actually weren't against her wholeheartedly. If, like, she didn't have to send her 3 youngest children away and her stepdaughter. If 2 of her greatest freaking, like, allies are not her son and her stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra probably would have made some form of progress in this war.
Yeah.
But the problem is, she hasn't heard from Daemon. Rhaenys is dead.
Yeah.
The only people who are afforded to her in any way, shape, or form who are going to listen to what the fuck she says, whether they agree or disagree, are Baela and Jace.
Yeah.
Luke's gone. Corlys is still getting over his injuries. And she had to send away Rhaena and the 3 younger boys.
Yeah.
She's lost 2 of her Kingsguard, one due to Dragonfire, the other due to fighting his brother. And she's literally stuck on Dragonstone because every time she's like, I should go into battle, they're like, no, like, if you go and you die, then it's for nothing. In the same thing with Aegon. The only difference is she's listening to her counsel, whereas Aegon didn't, and look what happened to Aegon.
Yeah. Well, it was good seeing Daemon say that right there. You know, Rhaenyra will chart her own course for good or ill. So he's actually showing some loyalty back to Rhaenyra because the past like 6 episodes, he's kind of been like almost backstabbing her. But he says right there, he's like, you know, your lords will follow you, but like I never took you for a turncoat, like
turncloak
or turncloak, yeah. But I mean, you know, her intentions are good. Just what we need is a king. I mean, he's right. What you need is a man, Susan. So because men are better.
It isn't the fact that they need a king. It's the fact that they need to actually understand what she's trying to do is not cause full-blown dragon warfare. Because when you cause full-blown dragon warfare, guess what? What are you ruling over but a kingdom of ashes?
Good enough. Yeah, well, this is the problem with Aemond right now. So they're informing Aemond that, like, hey, listen.
Case in point.
Exactly. See what happens when a man's in charge? What happens?
Precisely.
So yeah,
people die.
So Aemond, yeah, your Rhaenyra's got some more dragons, and he's like, oh shit. Well, so Aemond's telling like all the vessels coming to the harbor for inspection, but he's talking about the enemies being slaughtered, and
this poor bastard, he wanted to warn him ahead of time about there being a dragon rider.
Poor Helena's all cross like, mommy, why does everybody hate us for? Mommy, I'm talking to the pigeons and the birds and the pretty trees, and it wasn't us, mommy.
Helena alone.
She's special, but
she's a good child.
She's right though. I was happy before I was queen, yeah, because back then life was good, and you know they weren't blowing up your brother's dick and fires, but.
I mean, in that sense, though, it wasn't her brother's dick they blew up, but it was her husband's.
Well, husband, brother, but yeah. So we know what was going to happen right here. Aemond obviously is desperate, and what's he going to do? Like everybody, like Corlys called out to Rhaenyra, he's going to recruit his sister to, you know, fly. Was it Dreamscape or
Dreamfire?
Dreamfire, okay, a Dreamscape. But I need you to fly Dreamfire to battle. And of course, she's like, you know, I won't burn anybody because I like puppies. And you're like, okay, and. But like,
leave her the fuck alone.
Well, it's like Rhaenyra said though, she's not a warrior. She's too kind for this shit, which makes sense. So,
and it's true. She doesn't want to go to war. She doesn't want to cause harm to people. This is the problem that all the men in their lives don't seem to understand. Is when you go to war with dragons, people are going to die, and when people die, guess what?
Lance, you want to hop on? I mean, I just assume you're busy, dude. You can hop on if you want. I'll send you a link. I just, you know, I know you had some stuff going on, but you know, if you want to come on, I'll let you. You can. Because I'll bet because it remembers my birthday, Susan. So like Lance is like, where's Chris at? Like I'm out getting drunk and eating chicken wings.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want to come on, of course you can, buddy. You had some interviews today, so let's see. But yeah, so like Allison did say, like, you know, what you're saying, Susan, that she's going off on Aemond, like, yeah, like how you did for Sharp Point, and like Aemond, you're sitting here and you know you're just like all you care about is raining down death upon the small folk, and like you're saying, Susan, essentially you're burning everything down. He goes, well, mother, we have to win. She's like, and I did like the way she's like, not like this though, not like this. This like the way you want to win. Yeah, 1 second. We sent Lance an invite.
Send him the invite, Jack.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, because he covered it too. I said but Lance, he's got a hectic schedule, and you know, I always feel bad. So here we go. And 50 invite. Okay. So he joins.
Come join us, Lance.
But she even said too right there, of all our line, the most gentlest, she is the most gentlest and the most special.
Deserving.
I mean, Helena is. She's mommy. I don't want to fight the mean dragons. I just want to play with kittens. Like, okay. And she wants to give more.
Stop being asshole.
So yeah, but she goes to she goes to the maester dude again. Like, I want your assistance one more time, and basically escort me the fuck out of here. So. And back
this
to
fucker's still thinking of that pussy that he ate in episode 1.
And boy, he just look. He can still smell her too. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I miss her so much. God.
And her brother acts like a brother and is like, motherfucker, why the hell are you like in love with my sister?
He pulls out the sword right there. He's like, man, you're banging the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And I mean, I guess Kristen has like a little shred of like dignity left. He goes, well, your sister is not at fault. I'm the one at fault. He's like, right there. She has broken the oath for all I may have done. But he does say to him, it's like, do you even care about your oaths, dude? Like, they even
It's true.
I took a shower. That's why, Lance. But I sent you the link too. You get the link on Facebook. That's good. I don't look at that. This is a finale. Lance got to look professional. But he does say to him, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm the one breaking the oaths, not Rhaenyra. So,
Lance, do you plan on joining us?
I gotta give him a second. He's got it's modern technology.
Yeah.
But he does mention the wall, which I'm like, yeah, it's funny part. The second time this season they mentioned the wall because that's not been a big part of House of the Dragon.
Because it's not a part of this war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yep, the king's mother and his hand. But yeah, she's my sister. One from the headman's axe and one for myself. But don't think I don't have shame in me, sir. He's like, you have shame.
He's fucked the princess and the queen.
Right there. Desire for women has brought me grief again and again. You poor bastard. He's been banging 2 different queens.
Well, technically, when he banged Rhaenyra, she was a princess.
Yeah.
And when he banged Allison, she was a queen.
They call him right there.
Oh, it makes sense now. The princess and the queen. It's all because of Sir Crispin Cole.
So, but yeah, he's right there. Well, for some reason your brother's in the Kingsguard. They have no problem. They finding we keeping our oaths, and they're not banging queens.
Or perhaps all men are corrupt.
Yeah, but he just tell him that perhaps all men are corrupt. He's like, man, that's a pretty bleak goddamn philosophy. So,
I mean.
Yeah, Lance said, well, check your Facebook, Lance, and Messenger. You got the link if you want to hop on. So, yes, but I did like this scene right here, or this dialogue, Susan. The dragons dance and men are like dust under their feet, which he's still suffering his damn PTSD from the whole Rhaenyra battle, like Rhaenys battle. Because seeing people get fucking stepped on by these 20-ton creatures and being burned alive, and holy shit, the
and especially by the dragons that are on their side.
Yeah.
At that.
But now
it's like when the dragons dance, no friend or foe is exempt. And that's what Rhaenyra keeps trying to instill. That's why she doesn't want to go to war with dragon warfare, because she knows the moment that those freaking dragons start breathing fire, it's the end of everyone.
It's game over, man. Game over.
But it's true.
Checking my Twitters right now. Let's see. Kill Lance for some of those. Twitter and Facebook. Damn. Saying it was links. There you go.
The die will be a kind relief.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? Does he really deserve it?
Yeah. So
and this motherfucker.
So we're back to right here. Let's see. He's mud wrestling a girl. I mean, I guess. What
man doesn't want to?
Yeah. But after you punch her in the face, okay, he went over her. Hey guys, what's up, buddy? So first time catching your stream, really enjoying. Do you have any thoughts on the exclusion of nettles and what that means for the story they're telling TV wise? Susan, that's all you, because
you have no idea who Nettles is.
Exactly.
Okay, so the exclusion of Nettles, it'll definitely do a great deal of reworking of Daemon's storyline, and I think that's why they did what they did this whole freaking season with him, is they're trying to come up with how do we keep Daemon relevant.
Sent you the link on Twitter.
So, taking Nettles away, I don't know if they're going to try and find someone else to be the dragon rider that of the dragon that Nettles is supposed to ride. If they're just going to cut that dragon in general, or what they're going to do.
Yeah,
they very well could just try and put her and Reyna's storylines together and make Reyna the new Nettles, which would be kind of disgusting.
Okay.
If you really think about it. I'm not going to go too far into it because our dear beloved blue collar loser has no idea what the hell that would mean.
Well, because I don't mind, but Susan, like we're sitting here like 35 minutes later. So Nettles back to dragons. Oh Christ. Anyway.
Fuck you. I only talked for like 5 minutes.
We have fun here.
But either way, this bitch, she got punched in the face by Lord Tywin Lannister. Look at this motherfucker.
Yeah, some mud. Yeah, so he earned her respect, and well, I should have said right there, but also, she sorry, it's the next scene. Apparently,
I love how she like keeps fucking up his name too.
Yeah,
like she doesn't call him Tylan, she keeps calling him Timon.
Yeah. Oh, now poor Jason. What's his name again? Baila. Yeah. I mean, say there are scenes there. It's like they're just there for a minute or two. They feel very strange, but I mean, this scene just felt like this one scenes where it could have been cut out.
It could have been, but it's also one of those things where like she's reinforcing to him, like, look, like you're upset that these guys are dragon riders, but you're not understanding that this needed to happen. On top of two, he's like, but you know what I am. And she's like, I don't really give a shit what you are, Jace. You're a decent person.
Yeah.
And you know that like you're on your mother's side no matter what.
Yeah.
So even though other people are like, maybe this scene is unnecessary, it is actually more necessary because it gets Jace to the point where he may not fully be 100% on the side of the dragon seeds, but he is understanding more so than he was prior.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're back to Reyna.
Yep.
Okay. So
very good.
It took me 8 episodes.
He's like a puppy. You have to give him like compliment over the fact that he's like doing good on this.
If I had a tail, shit. Man.
Lance, where the fuck are you, dude? Because I need some backup here. What the fuck is that?
I took a picture because look, it's calamari, right?
It's something. It's some kind of squid.
Yeah.
Octopus.
It looks delicious. But they're all
Tylan like singing. It almost looked like Rhaenyra's freaking stillborn child from freaking season 1. That was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so they're all singing, dancing, having a good time. And, well, yeah, so he earned her respect. And she's like, yeah, I'll be pleased to stay on your side. So now basically the Greens they have, because, Corlys is on the Team Black. The Greens, wait, what's the teams again?
Oh, Lord.
Anyway. Well,
Team Black is Rhaenyra's side. Team Green is Aegon's side.
All right, so Aegon,
Alicent's.
Yes. So, either way, Tylan got a fleet now. Finally, all right, cool.
He got a boat.
Yeah. Now, of course, this bitch is like, yeah, you know what? Then let the sea snake let him tremble because we can kick the sea snake's ass. I'm like, dude, I'm not sure if you know how powerful Corlys is, but okay. I mean, I guess I respect the confidence.
I love what she says to him right here, where she's like, "You've proven your worth and your virility."
We should have children by you, and I'm like, okay, is he gonna bang her then? I'm like, that's
nope. She has wives.
I assumed. Yeah, so it's like, okay, and I want you to fuck my wives, and like, wait, what? And of course, this
is why they should have kept her as a man.
Of course, the very important question that has to be asked right there. Oh, I didn't keep it, but thing is, how many wives do you have?
I
mean, the poor guy's got he's got kind of preserve his stamina. Shit, what she's got like 5 or 6 wives? Like, who knows? Yeah, these guys, these first world problems, man. So
yeah.
When Lance gets on, Lance mentions friggin' Ulf keeps calling me. I want more of these little birds. I think it's chicken wings. I'm not sure, but like, what the hell little birds is he talking about eating? He's just like, maybe, but so of course he's all happy being a jackass. Like, yeah, guess what, guys? We'll be nice just like that. And I do see some people's criticisms where it's like, obviously Ulf is a moron and he's not taking
very much so
their position and like to become a knight and their sacrifice requirements. Like, dude, it's like, again, being a Secret Service, you don't just enter a Secret Service. You got to earn that shit.
Yeah.
But he's just
like, yeah, you claimed a dragon. Yeah, you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to know what it means to actually ride a dragon.
Yeah.
Jace, Luke, Joffrey, Aegon, Aemon, Helena, Daron, Rhaenyra herself had to learn the commands of how to get the dragons to obey them, to breathe fire, to like go left, go right, do whatever. And these guys, they're gonna have to learn how to say the shit in High Valyrian.
Yeah. See. There you go. So I totally agree with your thoughts on rework, Susan. Doesn't work for her. Thanks for answering. Yeah, no problem, buddy. That's why she's here for. Damn book nerds.
You know you love it, Chris.
Always reading books and stuff. Who reads anyway? But yeah. So like you said, Rhaenyra's breaking down. Yes, there's a lot more. Like you don't just hop on a dragon, ride the fucking thing. You got to learn this shit. But she says that yes, Vhagar is powerful. But remember, Vhagar is one dragon. As big and powerful as Vhagar is, guess what? We got 7. So it's not that big of a deal right now.
And it's gonna take some time for these guys to actually understand. Like they need to freaking they need to be able to control these dragons. Because look at what happened with Aemon and Luke.
Yeah,
they both lost control, and they've been riding since they were small children.
Yeah,
pretty much. Luke especially. Aemon, at least since he was like what, 8, 9, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And he still lost control, and he still killed his nephew.
Yeah.
Not
now,
meaning to.
Of course, Ulf is being a douchebag, which to his I guess credit in a sense, he's used to being in bars. He's not used to being in this kind of atmosphere. And she's like, yeah, a night.
They have a more posh standing as the royal family than he has growing up in Flea Bottom. And on the street of silk, and on the street of steel, and on whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas they know how to like hold themselves, eat with a fork and a spoon and a knife, and what goes where, and what utensil do you use for this. Granted, it's medieval times, kind of. So they only have like 3 forms of freaking silverware. But it's stuff like this. This is why kids go to cotillion. When their parents want to teach them how to like act proper.
Whatever that means, but sure. Yeah.
Meaning you've never been to cotillion.
I mean, have you met me? Like
that's true.
Yeah. So she says
I drank my wine out of a glass today. Normally it's out of the bottle, so I can't really say shit.
Yeah. Well, she's like, so guess what, Ulf, you idiot. If you're gonna become a knight, you will comport yourself and with grace at the queen's table. So, get your shit up, dude. But she mentioned she's like, I will not allow it, because she mentions Daemon. And of course, poor Daemon. This man can't get some fucking sleep. It's like, do you ever sleep, lady?
It's like she just wants to fuck with him and fuck with him and fuck with him until she's finally to the point where she's like, let me show you this.
Yeah.
Because this is the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah. So she brings him to the creepy tree, and finally we get some stuff which I'm shocked, honestly, which I did like this part, Susan, because like we said before, when House of Dragon first started, that we weren't sure how much we would ever get to tie into Game of Thrones. Obviously, this is the Game of Thrones prequel, but like it's also 200 years before.
Okay. So this is where you need me.
Oh, God. Don't say that again.
This is where you need me.
All right. Who's the creepy dude stuck to a tree?
Well, the creepy dude stuck to the tree is the 3-eyed raven.
Oh, okay.
The 3-eyed raven is that dude that Bran knows, who Bran went and like was inside the freaking cave for like 2 seasons, and like the whole hold the door bullshit. Yeah, Hodor. Yeah, him. 3-eyed raven.
All right.
So something to understand about the 3-eyed raven: he is actually a Targaryen bastard who is not born yet in their time, and he's way too old in the time of Daenerys and Jon and Viserys and whatever. His name is Brendan Rivers, and he was known as Bloodraven because on his cheek he has this red birthmark. He's also albino, and he's missing an eye, kind of like Aemon.
Okay.
And he has this weird birthmark on his face that's a red splotch that looks like a red raven.
Okay.
So Daemon sees him, because of course he's connected right now to the werewood net, and that the werewood net is part of Bloodraven's whole bullshit. He sees White Walkers. White Walkers, of course, we know are a part of the big final battle with The Long Night and Game of Thrones and blah 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 and whatever, and the Wall and Jon and whatnot.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, I do admit though, I was shocked because we were always wondering would House of Dragon ever show White Walkers, which technically speaking,
Yeah.
they're not part of the show right now. It's part of a dream, but it was interesting to see them. And
Because
yeah,
this is the Song of Ice and Fire. This
yeah,
is what Viserys told Rhaenyra. This is what Rhaenyra was telling
mm,
Jace. This is what Jaehaerys told Viserys. And
yeah,
this is what Daemon does not know.
yep. So I was shocked. And
Danny's eggs.
what was your thoughts? Like, did you want to see? Did it matter? But like, would have kind of been kind of cool to see like an Emilia Clarke cameo. I mean, it wasn't a big thing, but like, I mean,
I mean, it would have been cool.
yeah,
I honestly, like, I have no ill will towards anyone who ever acted
Yeah.
on Game of Thrones.
yeah. Which I guess this is maybe some people's problem is like,
Like,
listen,
it's just Slater right now because he
sorry.
actually brings up a good thing
let's try to look-
of what I was just talking about.
So apparently the three-eyed raven we'll see in the Dunk and Egg series. Okay.
Because the three-eyed raven, Brynden Rivers, Blood Raven, he was alive during the time of Dunk and Egg. And of course, Chris, we are going to watch Dunk and Egg at some point, even though you don't know what the fuck it is. I'm going to make you watch it. But that's beside the point. So, yes, we will more than likely see him due to the fact that he is the Master of Whispers at the beginning of their story. And he slowly, over time, becomes Hand of the King through other Targaryen kings.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Well, like I said, some people are soured by obviously the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, but the point is, love it or hate it, House of Dragon is a prequel. So,
But it does go back to what I was saying just before I had to click on that. I hold no ill will towards anyone who acted in Game of Thrones. It's not their fault anything that happened. They busted their asses and they did their job and they did what it to the best of their abilities. They were great. It's the writing that screwed up in the end.
Yeah.
And it's not even the writer's fault. The writers were working with a blank slate and they could only do whatever they felt they could. Certain things, of course, could have been left out in certain seasons. Like the words, you want a good girl, but you need a bad pussy.
Hey, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone knows so they don't show Emilia Clarke, but obviously
So, baby dragons, we see them.
double. Yeah. So
Rhaenyra on the throne with Daemon by her side.
Yeah. Get to that and of course. And Helena. But it's funny that he hears of all voices, he hears Helena's voice in this dream.
So this goes back to something that I was telling you a while ago. There are Targaryens that are born dragon riders, and there are Targaryens that are born dreamers. Helena is a dreamer. Like her father, she's not that keen on the dragons. She's claimed a dragon. Viserys claimed a dragon. Viserys' dragon died. He never took a new mount.
Yeah.
She has Dreamfire as her mount, but how often does she ride Dreamfire? Not at all.
Yeah.
Her main thing are her dreams. And if you go back and you rewatch and you see throughout like the time that she is there, she has said multiple.
Well, like I said, I know what your schedule was. Plus, it's like we didn't schedule this Lance because she's working, I'm working, so we just kind of like just hopped on.
Oh, dude, I was only teasing. I just.
Oh no, I'm saying like no.
About it.
I mean, because the past week you've had like 19 interviews you've been doing. So
you can tell you're doing a stream with a woman because you never normally look this neat and well presented.
It's my cousin, so it doesn't count.
He's made a real effort. The hair is all neat. It's combed. There's kind of a little sculpting going on with the beard. Trash Candy. You feel honoured, absolutely.
That's so creepy.
He makes me feel so nice right now.
Oh God. So this ain't.
So Lance, I'm like loving your accent right now. Where are you from?
I'm from the UK, but I can.
You watch his streams, Susan?
No, I have. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to watch Lance's stream.
I've been sending you the fucking links.
You're on them, so I don't watch anything that you do, Chris.
I thought I'd seen you in the chat one time, but that might be a panda of a different name.
That was probably a panda of a different name.
I mean, it's probably partly to do with. It's probably partly to do with the time difference, but we've been doing
very well
HOD episode by episode Monday nights, which would be your Monday afternoon probably.
Yeah, and I'm usually working.
We've been doing Andy Whitfield's Spartacus, the one from 2010. We're doing 2 episodes of that a week on Sundays, but the main thing I've been doing is I do a lot of industry interviews. I've just done number 73.
Yeah.
And that was with Tom DiCillo, who directed Living in Oblivion, which is the first film that Peter Dinklage ever starred in, where he plays the dwarf on the movie set. If you've ever seen that movie, it's where he kicks off about being a dwarf in a dream sequence. It's such a funny scene.
Gonna need to watch that.
Yeah, you should. It's put it on your list. Living in Oblivion. Steve Buscemi is the lead, and it's a really, really good indie film about people trying to make an indie film. It's hilarious. Where have you got up to? So sorry to interrupt your flow here.
No, we said we're here. So obviously, Damon had
Damon's
the
dream sequence, and he's hearing the voice of Helena.
Yeah.
Is this on the last episode?
Yes. Yep.
So yeah. Well, we see the Queen of Dragons in the nightmare.
Yes.
Yep. And well, also, I mean, Lance not jinxing it, but I was telling Susan about maybe you might be interviewing somebody from this show. Hopefully, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I've reached out to 2 people actually.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the one who's already done an interview on another podcast will say yes, but although he may have already been told off by his agent, because a lot of agents don't like their clients doing them. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they're, but I mean,
they don't probably want them revealing too much because.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a friend of mine who's just done For Those About to Die, the new kind of Rome thing that was on Amazon. Yeah. And I asked him to come on, and he said he can, but not for another 2 months because they had to sign a contract saying they wouldn't do any media or interviews for 3 months after the show dropped. So I was like, oh, okay, well, when that time is up, we'll get you on to talk about it. So that can happen, but generally, I kind of want to do a sort of spoiler-free, or we're talking about something that's already aired. So,
of course,
I don't really want to get people on to talk about stuff that hasn't aired because I'm not into spoiling content for people. So.
Oh no, it's definitely better to get them on after like the season is wrapped, or like they're not in the middle of filming or anything along those lines, because they're made to sign all these stupid contracts that say like you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that, you can't go on there and like reveal anything.
I'm surprised you haven't got Nadia on, because I know she said that this is the best season of anything she's ever seen ever, and she would swear to that to her last.
Susan, our friend Nadia, she's like, she doesn't even want to watch season 3. That's how much she hated this episode, and I'm like, whoa. She's she's not a fan of this episode by any means.
I don't think she really hates it that much.
I'm still holding out hope, but then again, I held out hope for Game of Thrones, and I stopped watching Game of Thrones at season 8, episode 2.
I think this season committed a few sins.
Yeah,
but I think on the whole, I mean, maybe we can talk about this when we get to the end. I think on the whole, bearable.
But the biggest sins for me specifically, and Lance, have you read the books?
No,
you haven't. So the biggest sins that it's held for me where it's concerned, Rhaenyra stays on Dragonstone most of the war. Alicent stays in King's Landing most of the war. They don't meet back up with each other until later on when some shit happens.
Okay,
I'm not going to spoil shit.
Hasn't happened yet.
And, cutting characters, I'm all for, as long as it makes sense. Like the fact of Aegon and Helena having a third child, they cut him, makes sense. He's only 2 in the story. So cutting out a 2-year-old, not a big deal. Because then it hits harder too when Jaehaerys dies, because it's like now Aegon doesn't have a male heir. His only heir now is Aemond, and he has his daughter, but he can't make his daughter his heir because then he falls into the same issue that his father fell into with Rhaenyra. And then it's like, why am I fighting this war in the first place? And now, since we know that his cock exploded, we know he doesn't have any other heirs.
Yeah, well, that was a very detailed description.
Poor guy. Now, Susan, so do you think right here that Aemon talking to Helena, he's like, well, I know you don't want to hurt anybody, but right now, if we go take on Daemon, we could, but between Vhagar and Dreamfire, but she's like, no, basically, it's like, I'm not going to join you, but like, he still would have the advantage over Daemon, correct? Because he still got Vhagar. Daemon couldn't beat Vhagar by himself.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Well, remember
she did. don't want to know anything that we don't know yet.
I'm not saying anything because there's stuff that's going to happen.
Okay.
Everyone thinks Vagar is like, unstoppable, unbeatable. Everyone thinks that Vagar can be like the last living dragon due to her size. They're not taking into consideration that, yes, Vagar's been in war, but Aemond hasn't.
Okay, good point.
The size of the dragon does not matter when the rider doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Daemon is a battle-tested warrior at this point. He's been to the Stepstones. He's fought in war. He was made king of the freaking Stepstones of the Narrow Sea. He earned that name for a reason. So, yeah, Caraxes may be younger than Vagar, but Caraxes has had more battle experience than, say, Cyrax or Dreamfire or any of the newer dragons.
Well, she does tell Daemon because she is a dreamer, like you're saying that she knows for a fact that Aemond is the one that burned Aegon, you bastard. And of course, remember he says like, yeah, every night he whispers, I could have you killed, and she's like, doesn't matter because you'll be dead.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's the God's Eye, Susan? Because she's like, you were swallowed up by the God's Eye.
So the God's Eye is actually a body of water in the Riverlands.
Oh, okay.
And there is going to be a fight at some point. I'm not saying when. I'm not saying who it's going to be against. I'm not going to say anything along those lines. But at some point, Aemond and Vagar are going to make it to the God's Eye in the Riverlands. And when that happens, just know shit might turn sour for Aemond.
Yeah.
Or it could not. They could completely change it because in the book, Sunfire's still alive and Aegon said he's dead in this.
Yeah.
Nettles exists, Mailer exists, but in this,
hey, Pinocchio, I feel bad shit's going to happen to Aemond now.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra takes Adam and she decides to fly to Harrenhal. She wants to go see Daemon.
Please click on what it's just Slater said for a second.
Is it Aemon's turn to trip balls with Alice next season? Yeah, really?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh boy, it's gonna be fun.
So Aemon and Alice are gonna have like a little bit of a love story going on. That's not too much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's nothing concerning like battles. It's nothing concerning whatever. Just know that Aemon is gonna give up his horse or whore.
Okay, cool. Well, and as Lance, both you guys know that, man, CGI and Caraxes, I mean, friggin' and
beautiful.
The dragons.
Yeah, I really love the dragons.
Yeah.
They're so well realized, not just as dragons, but as characters. They've tried to give each of them a different personality slightly.
Oh my god. Well, that was something just
but it's
I'm not sure how you felt about this, Lance, but Chris and I were talking about it when in the first season when Lena goes down and she's saying to Vagar, Dracarys, Vagar, Dracarys, and whatever, and like the dragon's just looking at her like, no, I don't want to kill you. And shit. Or like with Meleys and Rhaenys when Rhaenys is about to die. Yeah. And you see Meleys's face turn back and like Rhaenys is just like tears in her eyes. She knows what's coming.
Yeah.
And shit. Like these are CGI'd creatures, but the amount of emotion that these freaking creatures are given is phenomenal.
100%.
Especially, we talked about this for the first episode and the last episode of last season with Cyrax and Rhaenyra's bond. The fact that Cyrax felt her pain when she was in labor. The fact that Cyrax felt her pain when they found Arax's dragon wing and Luke's cloak and shit. Like,
yeah, excellent shot right here. All these tents they built and everything. You tell us probably some real set designs. I mean, Lance, I'm guessing you think some CGI with the tents or just was that all built? I mean, looks like a nice set.
That's CG.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah, they probably had
wow,
a physical. They might have had a couple of actual physical tents that they did a plate shot with and then replicated them, or it may have just been all built in the computer. Wow. They can easily do stuff of that quality now.
Yeah.
They probably made one of each color and then just kept duplicating it over and over again.
Yeah, and give them, some of them have got like mud on and things like that.
Yeah.
And the people are done as a separate plate normally.
Wow.
And you have them, and you then build things around the plant. So my video messages have started to come in for Galen Hurd. Don't forget to send me one.
Oh yeah.
I need that soon. You can trash if you want to send me a message.
What the hell do you say?
If you're a fan of Galen Hurd's movies, I'm as in Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens. I'm interviewing her on my channel next month. If you want to record a message for her, I'm going to show a load of them.
Okay.
During the interview. So just what her films have meant to you. Please send me one if you want.
Her filmography.
Let's talk with our blue collar loser about doing one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh yeah. So
sorry, back on topic.
Sorry.
By the way, this is where this was filmed. It's because they're all coming into my inbox at the minute.
Yeah.
Where this is filmed, I can tell you now, this is a valley in Wales.
Wow.
Where they shot this.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, because they filmed in Wales and Cornwall, but Cornwall does not have mountainsides that steep or valleys that steep. So this is definitely shot in Wales, one of the valleys in Wales.
Yeah.
Got some very impressive mountains and scenery in Wales that work very well for this show.
Yeah. Well, so we're back in here.
Can I just say it's great to have someone on who knows his shit about geography?
Oh yeah, well, it's over. This is his homeland. I mean, come on, nothing happens in America.
I know my shit about filmmaking, and I've also got friends working on the show, and had a friend in the last season who I've interviewed on the channel. So
yeah,
got a lot of inside info on this series.
Yeah, but Chris, like if someone did a shot in Albany, I wouldn't be able to sit there and say like, "Hey, like I know that place."
That's
true. Are you from Albany, New York?
Yeah.
Sadly, yes.
Oh well, if they used a shot of the dome, you'd know it.
Well, yeah.
True, yeah.
But they probably wouldn't use a shot of the dome in Albany from for House of Dragon. Maybe if you're doing like a Martian invasion film, there might be that funny dome building that you have in Albany. I've been to Albany 3 times.
Really?
Oh, really?
You come over, man.
I know.
I apologize for it.
Well,
wow.
I went in the 80s. It was cool.
Oh, it was better then.
It was better.
That's a great shot right there with her dragon looking down again. I'm guessing
that's Caraxes. That's not Cyrax.
He said probably 5 extras just all digitized over and stuff. So
it should have taken a dump, and you should have seen a load of people fleeing from a big dragon poo bomb. That would have been fun.
Or taking a piss, and it'd be like, "Why is it burn? Yeah. It's a dragon, assholes."
Yeah.
It's raining. No, it's dragon piss. Oh my god. So
it's Harrenhal. They wouldn't know the difference.
I think dragon piss would probably be flammable, so you'd have to be careful.
Exactly. That's why I said, "Why is it burning?"
Well, Damon. So this is the first time they've interacted in almost 7 episodes now. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus.
Last time they interacted with each other was episode 2.
Yeah. Now, of course, from Rhaenyra's standpoint, she doesn't know. Like, okay, well, hey, guess what? I got the Riverlands guys. Awesome. They're loyal. They're loyal to me. Okay. The problem is, who are you loyal to? Yeah. But
it's a good scene. This I like this scene.
I thought so. Yeah, especially when these two start speaking High Valyrian too.
I love, especially with these two, when they start talking in High Valyrian, because it's like, no one else is going to understand what the hell you're saying to each other, but it shows a lot too. To some degree, I feel as though Damon's the one who taught her High Valyrian. Yeah. Because Viserys understood it and he'd speak it, but he wouldn't speak it to the same extent that these two would.
Damon definitely taught her a few things, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
book has said that Damon gave his niece blowjob lessons. Did you know that?
Jesus Christ.
God damn. The emotional
Cheers, guys.
The emotional tone of the performances of the actors when they speak in this language is markedly different from when they're speaking in English.
And it shows a lot because when they're speaking in English, they are way more often to bicker and fight than they are when they're talking to each other in High Valyrian. It's like their language, it's their thing, it's them. I don't know if it's flirting or if it's like a way for them to be connected or if it's a way for them to do whatever it is that they feel needs to be done to keep them in the same connection with one another. But there's something more romantic about the way they speak to each other in High Valyrian than when they're speaking to each other in the common tongue.
Oh, yeah.
At least for me.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys.
Well, he does say what she's been wanting to hear this entire season. That well, someone has to unite the realm, and my brother, he did. He chose you, and
Yeah,
he's right though. He knows that.
and he
So of
understands
course,
it.
right there, he does. He does the thing of the thing.
He bowed to his queen.
Yep. I mean, he's just like Jon Snow.
You're my queen.
But you are the true Queen Rhaenyra.
So something I understand here. Danny and John are their descendants. So it is kind of fitting that Daemon bows to his queen when John bows to his queen.
And last knows this, what both you guys do. I love this part where she's like, "Leave me again at your peril." And finally, after 8 fucking episodes, we see Daemon being Daemon again because he's just such a smartass with that Matt Smith smirk. He's like, "I could not. I tried." I bust out laughing. Like, finally, Daemon. See, that's the Daemon I've been missing this entire goddamn season.
Because, and here's the thing. She may not trust him. He may be resentful. They may feel however they feel. But in all things, they're the only two who are going to have each other's back in this. Because there's not really anyone else they can trust. Their kids are too young. They don't know if Corlys will stay loyal to them.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
But they know that they have each other. And if they are constantly at war with one another, they can't fight their enemies. So they know there has to be some form of trust between the two of them.
Yeah. So we get, so Daemon, okay. So Rhaenyra, she's got, she finally has her ground army. And some people, said this.
And her husband back.
That's true. But plus the dragon. So,
yeah.
I did like this scene a lot because it shows, number one, Corlys, listen, he's a great man. He's a flawed man. Some people are flawed, but boy, as so many young boys don't have their fathers, and freaking Alan just fucking gives it to Corlys. Because
I applaud him for this because
maybe my favorite scene in the episode, just because of like Alan, the actor who plays Alan, man, good fucking performance on him.
Because here's the thing, Alan and Adam, they worked their asses off to get to where they've gotten to.
Yeah, and they were starving.
They did not need. They needed him when they were young.
Yeah.
Not when they're fully grown men and they have their own freaking whatever. Adam became a dragon rider of his own accord.
Yeah.
Alan is a shipwright of his own accord. It has nothing to do with Corlys. Yeah, maybe it's his blood running through their veins, but it's not him.
Yeah, that's what he tells me. He's like, I'll offer you help. He's like, help. He's like, do you understand how bad our lives were? Because we were poor, and like, we were watching you with your other sons just go by and just like be eating sweets and stuff, and we were fatherless. And we need you when we were kids. He's like, yeah. He's like, do you know what hunger does to a boy? And like, yeah, just like, or shame. But of course, yeah, you're dismissed. Like, no, it's like you're pissed off because your son is calling you out in your bullshit. But just coppers for the winter, trying to stay warm. But he's like, yep, I'm an honorable man. Again, just great dialogue. I will serve you because I must, but I will decline any further offers for help. And you can just hear the fucking vitriol, like the resentment towards his father. Like, yeah, I don't need your help, dude. But Lance would know this, I guess, too. Excellent wide shot. Not sure the location, but damn, it's
the Vale. Duh.
Well, I'm saying in real life, though. I mean, I'm guessing this is probably somewhere, obviously, like over in the UK. So,
where are we, Lance?
And we have, is it Raina? Where, Susan? Right there?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah, she's right here. She's
finally spotted that dragon.
Yeah, the bottom right here. But he's probably checking his emails and stuff. But yeah, so finally after her hunt, she finds something in the background, something flying. Hey, look, it's a dragon. And
she's got a dragon. You've got a dragon. You've got a dragon. Yeah. Everyone's got a dragon at this point.
Now Massaria, she's talking to Rhaenyra, and look, now, so you got everything you want. Get some dragons. Oh, let's set it out. What happened, Susan? It's weird. Would you come back then? Oh, let's use the bathroom. So, stupid internet. I'll give Susan a second. Freaking laptop had problems. Huh? That's weird. All right. Stupid internet. So, that's weird. Oh no, we're still live on YouTube right now. I just love modern technology. Try resetting the laptop. Boy, good thing we have like 10,000 people watching or something. But yes, we have dragons flying around and begging your pardon, your grace. So we have a scene coming up. Wait for Susan to get back because I do want to hear her and Lance's insight on this because Rhaenyra is about to have a scene with Alicent. That's right now, Susan. The laptop died for some reason. I just wanted to ask you, Lance, before she was back on this shot right here. Where's that? That's a beautiful shot.
That definitely looks like Wales. That could be Cornwall, but that looks like Wales to me. And I've been there many times. Oh, have we lost Trash?
Yeah, no. For some reason, the laptop. It's like I don't know what's going on. She's gonna try to reset it because there she is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's in. I gave her my spare laptop to hop on. So yeah, Susan, Lance said this looks like Wales.
You like literally in the same house but different rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was about to like get up and go into like the back room where he is to be like, okay, fuck this shit.
I mean, say no more.
Yeah, no, we tried doing the same. We tried doing the same room, Lance, but these microphones are so like sensitive that like if she talk, it would just have the echo effect. So it's just separate rooms is easier.
Right.
It says a lot. I'm loud. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Oh God.
This kind of details. I don't need that stuff. So, yeah, that last effect shot's really nice, by the way. So this, by the way, if you go back a shot, right, that I guarantee you that plate shot is done in Cornwall, and I can tell you why, because that looks like the headland at a place called Tintagel Castle.
Okay.
And the sun sets exactly in that place on that horizon. You know why I know that? Because I've shot a movie there and I've done that shot.
Nice.
Yeah, and Tintagel Castle is a pretty cool place, and the bridge that actually connected it to the mainland collapsed. Now they've had to rebuild it. It's all different, but it's King Arthur's castle, so it's the castle from Excalibur and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool. Wow. And it's on this big piece of headland, and that's exactly what that shot would look like if you shot it from that place in Cornwall. I guarantee you that's where they did this.
Sure.
Nice.
Now, I did see people's criticisms, and understandably so, because, like, again, we're in episode 8. How many times this is basically rehashing?
This is unnecessary.
Exactly.
What we said was it would have been better if they didn't do the first meeting in the yeah, and what they should have done is they should have had 2 emissaries met and exchange messages, but those emissaries could have also had their own agendas, which would have been interesting.
Yeah.
And then these 2 would have actually finally met at this scene, which would have made this so much more powerful. But because they already did it and you felt like it was repetition,
5 episodes ago,
they stripped the power from the scene. So this scene should have been like the jewel in the crown of this season, but they ruined it because they'd already done it, basically.
100%.
That's my take on it.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with you, Lance. That's said on Nadia's stream. Her whole panel. That's why her panel there. I said your panel, Lance, was more forgiving, but I do see why people are getting angry because we are in 8 episodes. Episode 8, we've already and we'll get into that later. But people, they want some more. Right now, we're wasting time right now, and I want to see dragons killing each other and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 main criticisms of this season. I don't know if you want me to get into that now or whether we.
We're almost done, so screw it.
I can stay on for another 20 minutes. So should we get to the end and then I'll tell you.
Move on. So so basically the same thing we talked about earlier, and still, she doesn't. She tells Rhaenyra, "Hey, if you storm the castle, I'll let everybody in." But also, Aegon, you have to. Your son's got to die because remember, my son's dead, so it's a son for a son.
Yeah. She didn't want Jaehaerys to die. She wanted one of the boys to die because it's like. Yeah, your kid killed my kid. Guess what? Retribution. Yeah.
Right there. Exact line. A son for a son, man. It's like, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let us be done.
And like, this also shows how shitty of a freaking mother that Alicent is yet again. Like, this is my whole thing about her this whole fucking season is mother of the fucking year. She knows that Aemon is like psychotic. And she doesn't care enough about him for it to matter.
Yeah.
She just likes the fact that she can use him as a political excuse to try and get over on people. Freaking Aegon, she's never given a shit about that kid. Not once.
Yeah.
And obviously she never gave a shit about Daron. She just shipped him off to freaking Old Town.
Yeah.
The only kid she's ever really given a shit about is Helena, and the only reason she gives a shit about Helena is because Helena is special.
Yeah. Well,
but even that, it's only insofar that, like, she knows she can manipulate her better than she can the boys.
Oh,
but not so bad.
With the little montage, everyone's gearing up. So Hugh's gearing up, Ulf, and then she looks and she's running away. And hey, look,
Ulf, the most two-dimensional whole season.
Yeah, really.
I'm gonna be a bit of a yob, and I'm a bit loud, and I'm a bit rude.
They're playing the music. Everyone's gearing up.
Never seen again.
House Hightower, and this is actually pretty awesome because we get a shot of.
Yeah, look at this shot, Lance.
The Blue Queen.
Yeah, I mean this montage here. This should have been the end of episode 7, and actually, I believe that was the original.
So
intention.
This dragon right here, if you guys don't know who she is, her name is Tessarian, and she is the mount of the youngest Hightower. Hightower Targaryen kid Daron, and her nickname is the Blue Queen.
I love this additional dragon knowledge.
Now, also, Lance, is this an actual bridge?
Hopefully, you're not being sarcastic, Lance. I hope.
No. Sorry,
because someone else says shit about it all the time.
Because I don't know the details of the sort of the additional dragons. Because you've read the book, you're bringing on a bit of knowledge. But actually, really, the show should be telling us this shit. So it's good you're filling in the blank.
What you're saying, it's like this whole build.
That shot of the twins.
Yes.
No, those castles.
And this is where House Stark's graybeards are going to be coming from.
That's all completely CGI, but that's a real shot of a lake.
Yeah.
Possibly even with a real sunset. It may be that that's been shot at a dam, and they may have put the stuff. CG'd the stuff on top of the existing dam structure. However, I think the whole thing is just CG.
It's beautiful. Shot.
Looks great though.
Yeah,
and I like the way that the twins look different.
Yeah.
From how they were in the Game of Thrones time now, because when you think about it, castles get old, they get attacked, they get destroyed, they get rebuilt. Castles get constantly rebuilt in the medieval age, and they're much bigger. The twins are much more dominating.
Go back to the twins real quick. There's something I want to tell you guys. No, that one right there. Okay. The second one.
This one?
That one, yes. Okay. So remember how Cregan Stark said he's sending all of his graybeards, all of his battle-tested men down to fight in the war. So these guys never actually make it to the war. They make it to the aftermath of the war.
Is this a spoiler?
It's a little spoiler.
Sounds and I'm only telling. Big spoiler to me.
It's not a big spoiler.
Okay.
It's not a big spoiler.
How many people are in the grey-bearded army?
About 2,000.
Okay, all right. It's a medium spoiler because it's not a huge army.
Exactly. But these guys later get to be known as the Winter Wolves. And that's all I wanted to tell you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So another excellent shot right there. I mean, this whole montage. I mean, it's in itself, it's an excellent montage, excellent music, excellent shots. No problem with that.
That looks like eczema, which is, and I don't mean the spots that people get on their legs. Eczema or exmoor, as it's more commonly known as a big moor in the southwest of England, on the borderland of Cornwall. And it certainly looks a lot like it.
Yeah. And Daemon, of course, Daemon's got his badass armor, man. It does look sick. I won't deny that. Yeah. Okay, and there's all the tents looking.
One of the things I really like about the costume design actually is that it's not too in your face. It's very kind of efficient and very it just blends well with the character or the surroundings.
Yeah.
So you get a real, although each person's is very distinctive, very different. There's always a practical sense about it. It doesn't look too stupid or over the top.
That's something that was said about the characters in Game of Thrones when they first were doing their armor and the difference in how they would dress is every region had their own armor, their own way to distinguish them from one another when like war would happen.
Yeah.
Like you know what the Lannister armor looks like. You know what the Stark armor looks like. You know what the Tullys look like. You know what the Vale looks like. And it's actually kind of cool because then it's like when you're watching a battle, you're not sitting there going, "Well, who's fighting who?" Because you can tell who's who.
Yeah, so we have Thailand there with their ships coming up, and of course you have Corlys
Moody
and
Sun #1.
Yep, Corlys and their.
And he has to sit there staring at him the whole fucking time too.
But still, also little details. The fact that the hand, I know it's a small thing, but just is right there. It's so proper. Like these guys take so much time to put all the details into all the stitching and just little things like that.
And that's actually worked into his armor. That's not actually the Hand of the King badge.
Yeah.
No, it's part of the neck plate, I think.
Yeah.
And finally, after eight whole episodes, she's all covered in smut, and she's like all disheveled.
This whole sequence with her should have been one scene. The way they broke it up in this episode, I thought was a bit lame.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, because this goes back to something that It's Just Slater had said earlier about the whole Nettles thing, which you guys, of course, don't know who Nettles is. Nettles is a dragon seed, or says to be a dragon seed.
Okay.
Like Ulf and Hugh and Adam and Alan of Hull and so on. Nettles doesn't claim the dragon in the same way that they do. Her dragon's name ends up being Sheep Stealer.
Okay.
And the reason why her dragon's called Sheep Stealer is because
it's eating sheep.
Well, Nettles was feeding it sheep and making it docile to make it so that she can mount it.
Oh, gotcha.
And so basically, she was trying to feed it to get it to obey her.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I was shocked right here. We get to see he came back. Like Lance, you called it. He was going to come back, but he didn't come back in a big capacity. But Otto, something happened to Otto.
I'm not sure. We were going to see something with him. He's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
That's
Crash. Non-spoiler Panda will not reveal the source behind the kidnapping.
And Allison's
but
leaving.
I suspect that Laris, the clubfoot, has got something to do with it. That's that's where my money's at.
This is all show worthy though, because in the book, Otto doesn't get abducted by anyone. He's still serving in King's Landing.
Oh shit.
Right. Okay.
So you don't know.
Oh, you don't know either then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Allison. Yeah, Allison's leaving, and actually, no, sorry, Allison's leaving. Also, Aegon right there. He's with Laris and looking all messed up. Boy, and just again, man, I guess is that Wales again, Lance? I don't know the location.
No, that's probably not.
Wow.
I mean, the plate shot for that looks like it was probably done where they've been shooting all the King's Landing stuff, which is
Spain.
Yeah, Spain. It's not in the
Spain or Morocco.
Yeah, so probably it's probably a Spanish landscape with stuff added in.
Still a beautiful landscape, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. And look, we get
all different types of vegetation, so it's definitely not the UK.
Yeah, the music is swelling, so Rhaenyra's looking over, seeing all her books, and also, we get the very last shot.
There's my shot from my movie.
Nice, yeah. And
that shot was probably done in Cornwall, but maybe Spain. But I think probably Cornwall.
All right, so now that we're almost done,
I think they're still on Dragonstone, so it's probably Cornwall.
Well, I'll say, okay, so now the episode's almost over. Let's get into this whole next half-hour battle sequence we've all been waiting for, right?
Yeah. Well, so
let
me talk about. So my three main gripes with this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I did an interview with someone the other night. They just sent it to me actually, and it's quite a good interview. It's quite long, and we talked about good writing, and I talked about House of Dragon and how it's a good show with mainly good writing. But I can give you a really good example of House of Dragon where people messed with the existing script, and it wasn't the result of this was not good. And the example I gave was that the two actresses came up with the idea of having a kiss.
Yeah.
And there is nothing in
not a damn thing.
let's forget about the book for the moment. But even in this show, even if they decided to diverge from the book, there is nothing in the show prior to this that indicates that either of them have that intention, inclination, chemistry, or desire for each other.
Yeah.
So when it happens, it felt completely wrong. And then I thought, okay,
not to cut you off, Lance, but didn't you know that they both wanted to know how Damon felt?
Well, I just didn't buy it. My take on it was maybe we're going to find out later that this is some kind of witchy Masseria thing, bringing her into her power. That's what I thought it was going to be about, until I found out that the actors just came up with it on the spot and wanted to do it. Yeah. At which point the script editor and the showrunner should have said, no, do it as it's written. Thank you very much. Yeah. Or let's shoot it, but let's not use it. Because when you have the next scene with the two of them in, there is no change in their dynamic whatsoever. There's no change in the performance for the actors, which also suggests to me that those scenes might have been shot out of order. So therefore they weren't able to make that choice because they'd already filmed the scene that came afterwards. There's not even, I mean, what you could have done, and it would have been this simple, is you could have just had one moment where she goes to touch the Queen's fingers, you know, not clasp her hand, but just like make a point of a minor physical contact between them. Yeah. The Queen lingers with it for a second and then she breaks away because she has to maintain professional decorum in the court. Boom, that's it. That's all you needed, but they didn't even do that. And I just thought, you know what? You didn't think this through. So what you've done is you've now undermined the show as a result of letting your actors do something. You know, they're there to service the script, not the other way around. So I thought that was really poorly judged. I know why the action scene didn't happen. The action scene didn't happen because when they shot season 2, they started filming season 2, season 3 wasn't a given. Season 3 got greenlit after they started shooting season 2. So suddenly everything had to be replanned. They knew the budget for season 3 was going to be bigger. So all the battle stuff got pushed to season 3. That's why it happened. It's that simple. What should have happened then is that they should have sat down and said, okay, we're not going to have a big battle, but can we have maybe 2 characters have a confrontation? Maybe somebody dies, and then somebody might say, well, we don't have 2 characters that die this time. Okay, let's introduce a new character then who's not in the book, but we're going to give them an important narrative in this season. They're going to be the cousin of so-and-so. They're going to fall in love with this person. We're going to suggest maybe that romance is going to happen. Then they're going to discover that secret. And in episode 8, we're going to kill them. Something like that. Yeah. So then there would have been a sense of drama at the end of season 8, as opposed to just a sense of expectation, which is what you got. The ending of episode 8 basically is what should be the ending of episode 7, really. Episode 8 feels like episode 7.5. And then the other issue I had, so yeah, poor, not the ending that you needed, and no substitute ending, despite the problems they had. The kiss was bullshit, and there was one other thing. I've forgotten the other thing, so let me turn over to you guys. I'll remember it.
Well, Susan, before you go, my main thing is, and I said this on for Nadia's stream real quick, and to you guys as well. I'm being very generous to say that I think a very tighter script, and both you guys may agree that this season for me compared to season 1, Susan, you and me binged all season 1 together. I didn't feel like season 1 had a single filler episode. It was just tight. This season, I feel like they really padded shit out, especially doing stuff with Lance every week, and actually both of you guys. Where how many scenes with Jace and what's her name? I forgot the other one. It's like they just felt so padded and unnecessary.
The Damon nightmare sort of madness stuff, you know, you could have done away with that a lot sooner. That all got tiring really quickly.
Yeah, I feel like overall, like if you would
I give my input on a couple of those things. So the Damon stuff, like I said, I agree with you guys on the Damon stuff. That's unnecessary. It just gave us something to do with Damon because of the fact they took away the character Nettles, and Nettles is supposed to be a big part of Damon's storyline. So doing what they're doing with Damon, plus they have to get Damon to be a believer in Rhaenyra's cause and do what they're going to do with him in that sense, but they didn't need to do it the way they did it.
Yeah.
The Jason Bayless stuff, though it seems like filler, it's actually helpful because when shit happens later, you're not sitting there going, "Oh, I don't care like about these characters." So it's like you've been watching them, you've been paying attention to them. Yeah, it might be filler. Yeah, it might be whatever, but you're still remembering these are kids. These are kids being like brought into a war due to the fact that their mother's inheritance or their aunt's inheritance or their cousin's inheritance or whatever the fuck Rhaenyra is to Bela. Like this family member's inheritance is being stolen from them, and that puts us at risk because we are betrothed to one another. And if something were to happen to her, we're the next in line to take the throne. So it might seem like filler, but it pays off in the end. It's going to.
Which could be because season 3 could fix a lot of mistakes. But I mean, as of right now, I do feel like, they tried cramming generously. I would say 3 episodes. You may get 4, but I feel like they crammed 4 episodes of content into 8 episodes because, and Lance would see that as somebody who's worked on TV and cinema, that
the thing is,
so much could have been tightened up.
The thing is, too, this war only lasts 2 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were greenlit for 4 seasons for the show to begin with, they have to do filler. We may not like it, but they have to do filler.
Well, that's going to be a problem. As an audience member, I'd prefer to have 2 tight seasons versus 4 seasons that are just bloated.
And with certain mergers and certain other bullshit, they had to cut 2 episodes from the season.
Yeah.
If you keep in mind as well. Because they think they're doing 40 episodes. Now they're probably doing freaking 32.
Yeah.
Well, was the original plan to do 40? I don't remember hearing that.
I'm only guessing at that because of the fact that the first season had 10 episodes. And a lot of people are bitching over the fact that this season had 8.
Yeah.
Instead of 10.
Yeah, because Lance, because I know for a fact that season 3 is greenlit, but wasn't also season 4 greenlit as well?
I'll find out for you. Season 3 definitely.
Yeah, because
they've got 4. Well, 4 seasons would be. They don't need to do more than 4. So
no, I agree.
4 would be perfect. I
because
think.
It's literally this is what happened to get us to this point of the war. This is the war itself. This is the aftermath of the war. That's all they need to do. And generally speaking, maybe it should only take like 3 seasons because you need the build up, you need the war, and then you need the aftermath. That's my personal opinion.
Well, especially right now, Sue. I mean, I'm not sure how much padding they're going to add from the books, but like, okay, from a narrative standpoint, okay, so obviously Aegon's not going to fight. He can't. Helena won't fight. So right now, their side has, and also Alicent left. You have Vhagar and Aemon. That's one dragon, right? Now Rhaenyra's got 7. Plus, she's got now the Riverlands. Now she has Corlys. Like the odds are, it's kind of
so. For us, we're looking at it as, they only have Vhagar. But then their younger brother is like making his mark with the Hightower army from Old Town. And on top of it too, keep in mind, you haven't read the books. There are other things that are going to happen.
I know, I'm just saying, but I mean, as of right now, though,
I'm not going to give shit away.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to be surprised when you see shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to bring you up to speed on, so season 3 definitely happening. Ryan Condal, who's the lead showrunner, says that the show is due to end at the end of season 4. Season 4 has not been greenlit yet. So I think that's a foregone conclusion that it will be, to be honest. But it hasn't 100%. That's probably because of the way financing works and stuff like that,
Well, and like you said, Lance, I mean, I know that you work in an industry where it's like budgetary issues are a problem, but like from a fan standpoint, you're like, guys, we had 8 episodes, and 8 episodes we've seen one dragon battle sequence in 8 effing episodes, like, and that was when Rhaenys died. You're like, especially the way this ended, this episode, you're like, all right, guys, we're about to get in some kick-ass scene, and like,
we saw way more death in season 1, and that was build up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting because
Which is why they're going to pack so much into season 3 to begin with. And I know that they're going to.
That could be a mistake too. Sometimes packing too much into too fast. So
we'll see. The budget of the show is 200 million, averaging at 20 million per episode.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's something that's going to happen. I'm not going to go into it, but there's something that's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen in season 3. Right. But it shouldn't happen in season 3. They could have done it in season 2. Yeah. I understand why they didn't do it in season 2, because it would have been like a replica of the ending of season 1, but it makes sense that they didn't do it at the ending of season 2. But it's not something that's so prominent that it needed to be shoved off into season 3.
I think another thing for me that I can ask Lance for you head out is like Patty Constantine set such a high bar from season 1. This season, I can't tell you who my favorite character is, because Damon doesn't do shit. Rhaenyra is kind of like so much backpedaling what she wants to do. Like Viserys and even Damon were the key elements to season 1. I feel like this season,
they crippled a lot of their characters this season. I mean, because Queen Rhaenyra basically can't leave the castle.
Yeah.
Alicent has lost her father, who was really the seat of her power. So, I mean...
And this is the problem of doing a story that's based off of a history rather than a story.
Yeah. But they could have, I think, the thing that's, history is open to interpretation, even fictional history.
Yeah.
So you could arguably divert from the material for the sense of dramatic license.
Yeah.
And without still keeping the core of the story intact. And I would argue that
I'm not going to disagree with Slater on this, because it is...
What's he saying?
This is a tight story. Season 2 didn't need to be as disjointed as it is. I've heard a lot about Brian Condell and Sarah Hess having conflict on just the fundamentals of major characters and their motivations.
Well, I've heard about it too, because she wants there to be like this big feminist uprising, and he wants it to be like, let's take our time and flesh out these characters.
Yeah, I don't think, a big feminist uprising in Game of Thrones, considering the culture that we already know exists in Westeros, is fairly well established, even despite the time difference between the shows.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very faithful to the material. At the end of the day, you've got to remember that this is a science fiction fantasy novel series that's written by an old white bloke, which had some very strong adult themes in it. And he based most of the countries off of ancient Europe.
Yeah.
So
this guy also is an atheist and has a very feminist viewpoint though as well.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of he fucks up with, because I've said this before, I love him as an author, but he fucks up a lot, and you sit there going, huh? With a lot of the shit that he does.
Well, I think and
I'm not doubting him. I love his books.
Regardless of how faithful you want to be to his material, there's no reason this show doesn't need to do agendas. It works perfectly well as a story, and just tell the story, man. There are strong female characters in this. There are weaker characters, both male and female. I don't want a show where, everybody of a certain sex is fantastic while everybody else of a certain sex or demographic is, totally inept and stupid.
Exactly.
I'm done with watching shows like that. If you want to lose half your audience, Sarah Hess, good luck with that approach.
Yeah.
So
that's the problem that a lot of these showrunners keep doing, is they keep doing the same mistake over and over again, and then they blame the audience.
Yeah. Well,
and it's like, you can't blame the audience. You have to take a step back and look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's indeed.
Even as a woman, if the freaking point of it's being hammered home way too freaking much about women good, men evil, this, that, third, whatever, it's like, shut the fuck up. I will watch wrestling. I don't need to do this.
Well, Sue, Lance always does his rating system, 1 out of 10. Lance, I forgot It's this, I wouldn't say this was a 10 out of 10 season. Also, I'm not so much of a dick to say 1 out of 10.
No.
What's your overall rating for season 2?
Overall, and actually, do you know what? That's the criticism that you had, and I think we addressed this on my show. Was, who's your favorite character this season? That's actually very hard to answer because they're all so weak. My favorite characters of this season are probably the dragons.
Yes.
Because they are very interesting in this show and we get to know them and stuff like that. There are characters.
I love me some Veramax.
There are characters in this that could have been my favorites if we'd seen more of them, like the blacksmith or the boy. The boy who takes charge of the Riverlands is a very good character.
Oh yes, yeah.
All honesty, Hugh honestly is a damn good character.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites. He was probably my favorite guest character. But I think overall, despite it having some significant deficiencies, there was enough.
It's definitely not this motherfucker because fuck that guy. He killed Rainey's.
Yeah. Well, the show had enough good stuff for me to say yes, I will be back for season 3. We're
100%.
doing season 3 weekly like we did with this season. I guess probably I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. There's still extremely good acting. There's still some extremely good dialogue. Good writing for the most part, not always, but for the most part, exceptional production design, score, visual effects, all of that. So, it's pushing boundaries in some departments and it's being let down in others. So let's hope they pull their shit together and don't leave any big glaring gaps.
What Slater said.
Yeah.
No impromptu kisses from cast that are not in the script, please.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is a fucking
unless it's Damon and Rhaenyra, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, George.
We're not in the school. We're not in the school playground playing kiss chase. You're working on a film set, for fuck's sake. It's like it's not in the script. Don't bring that in. That's a massive change. If they had said, "Hey, I think our characters are started to become attracted to each other. Can we play around with some flirting in this scene?" That would have, to set the ball rolling on that would have been interesting.
See, it's also helpful that in the book, Massaria doesn't leave King's Landing.
Right. Well, there you go. So it's not in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. It's how you
anyway, I'm gonna get off because it's quite late.
All right, buddy. Yeah, we're probably gonna kill it. We probably got 2 or 3 minutes
Crash
left.
Panda, lovely to meet you. You're welcome on the channel.
You as well, Lance.
Everybody's working.
And keep Blue out of trouble. Keep his drinking to a minimum, please.
I try and I try and I try. It just doesn't work.
Don't you?
Yeah. Well.
It just doesn't work.
All right, Leon, I'll see you for
Enemy looks like Ferris Bueller, and that will show him up.
Bueller.
All right, guys.
Spartacus.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Susan, we're about to wrap it up. No, I said overall, yeah. I mean, I do think season 2 is weaker than So thanks, Lance. No, yeah, love having him on. Like I said, everyone said for us later, it just said it's me trying to get a certain schedule, and plus he's like right now. This is our 8:30 p.m. I think it's like 2 a.m. for Lance, so it's hard for him to schedule with us. But no, overall, I didn't hate season 2, but I do think it's lesser than season 1. And listen, Susan, you and me watched Stranger Things. Stranger Things had a rough couple seasons, and boy, season 4 brought it back. I do think they can course correct. I think season 3 has potential to be kick-ass. I want it to be kick-ass. I didn't hate this season, but I was let down in comparison to season 1. But
Chris, I have a very big thing I want to talk to you about.
Not spoilers, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna spoil shit. Except for the Winter Wolves.
Yeah,
no.
see?
So, but that's not really even a spoiler.
I know.
Like, you'll find that out. So this is gonna be one of our last streams together for like 2 years, if this is the case.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll find some other shows at some point, but yeah, I mean, for House of Dragon.
I was gonna suggest we go and do a couple rewatches of a couple of shows that we both enjoy.
There's a ton of stuff, but like I told you, this month of August, I have some free time. But come next month,
you have free time.
My old job's coming back up next month. I may be a lot less available than I am now. But I mean, no, we definitely have projects, but we'll see. Unfortunately, because when I'm going back to working 65 hours a week, what we're doing right now is going to be kind of difficult. But I have a bunch of ideas as well.
Yeah.
So, but overall, so like did you that's my assessment for season 2. For we head out your assessment, I did like it, not as much. I'm hoping season 3 is better. Did you hate the season? Did you dislike it? I mean,
so the war itself, it is a slow build. It does have certain things that I don't want everything to be a book purist type of thing, but at the same point, when everything that keeps happening is shit where it's like, Allison and Kristen Cole are like fucking each other. They don't fuck each other. Rhaenyra and Massaria kiss. They don't kiss. Freaking like, oh, this person does this shit. Damon is losing his goddamn mind. Like different stupid shit like that. It's like, it doesn't need to happen. But then certain things that they could change because they hold the narrative and they can change it if they want to help in some way, shape, or form down the line. Like, keep in mind, Rhaenys was one of Rhaenyra's best counselors due to the fact that Rhaenys herself was in the line of succession and she could be of some help to Rhaenyra as like a female voice on her council. Killing Rhaenys off, yes, they killed her off in the book. Understandable. Killed her off in the show, same way, understandable. But they could have done it differently. Like, still kill her off, but kill her off later. Like, let other things happen first, especially if you're doing a slow build.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just stupid little things.
Yeah, no, so Slater, thank you for stopping by. I mean, it's the first time talking to you, but me and Susan, we actually binged all of season 1 together and got drunk together and had fun with that. But like I said, with my rewatches going forward in our discussions, because I'm returning to my old employer soon, and Susan, she's working all the time as well. Me scheduling streams becomes an issue because especially like neither one of us work. Neither one of us work Monday through Friday 9 to 5. Trust me, our schedules are all over the fucking place. And
insanity.
The past few weeks, I've had to turn down a lot of streams with my friends just because my work schedule is kind of all over the place. But hey, they got replays. Check out the replays if you want. And said Susan, I have other stuff. My friend Carlton, he loves the Wheel of Time. You didn't read the books, but Wheel of Time, Carlton wants to do. There's plenty of stuff out there. Like said actually, Lance.
We could do live streams of every Harry Potter.
Oh Jesus Christ.
That would be awesome.
I do like Harry Potter, but
that would be awesome.
That's all we can say. So we will see. We have 2 years before HOTD season 3, and I'm hoping it's going to be good. I want it to be good. I just overall, I did not hate this season, but guys, it's like come on, don't pull a fucking Game of Thrones on us where it's like, hey, have like a couple good seasons and drop the ball, because boy, we all see what happened with Game of Thrones.
Season 8, episode 2. That's where I stop every time.
Yeah, same thing. No, no problem. Jumping off now, guys. Super late for me. Thank you so much, dude. Looking forward to check out my channel. Actually, I'll be putting up next an Alien Romulus review, and Susan, I'll get her back on once our schedules allow it. But
Chris, I'm actually gonna leave the studio because I have
I'm heading out now. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
All right.